Hey everyone, Colin here, and excited to get back to you with this crypto market update. First and foremost, let's jump into Bitcoin. We always check out and see what the king is doing first. And finally, right, we are back up to this place where it all started. The massive plummet. Okay, so we expect this has to be a resistance area because again, we look at this same zone that we took this major rejection from, right? Right around there. We are right back in this zone right now. All right, we are right back in this zone. Matter of fact, I would go to the top right here. So we're coming right back up in this area right now. And naturally, we should expect resistance. Okay, we got major resistance here. You know, we danced around resistance and support in here. Same thing in this area. We were in this area for a while, then we got rejected, and now we're back up to this place again in this zone. So you don't normally after you come back up to test the previous high that you got rejected from, you normally don't break through it on the first try. I mean, you just normally don't see that. However, this is Bitcoin and it's possible. We've seen the strong move up, one, second strong move up. So, and this was, wow. I mean, normally you have at least 3 to 5 legs, right, that move up. Like, look at this. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you plummet, you correct, right? But this is from good corrections. When you go up and you move sideways, that is actually a strong consolidation for a more serious move up. And again, we moved up again and there was more consolidation sideways. Now we're moving up again. Will we see just a rejection and come back down to this $55,000 level? I mean, as you can see what happened here earlier, we plummeted really quickly to 51,000. That got bought up just immediately, right? Very strong sign from the bulls. So we're looking out for what Bitcoin's going to do in this area. Now, we talked a while ago about Bitcoin dominance, right? And I showed you guys a while back where I actually had an alert set here that this is like a double bottom, right? We have this double bottom situation on the Bitcoin dominance. And when Bitcoin dominance is going up, it means Bitcoin is getting more strength. Usually it's also getting more people that are putting more money into it, right? And you'll find that people will take some money from the altcoins and go back into Bitcoin when Bitcoin dominance is rising. That's what that shows you. When Bitcoin dominance is falling, that normally means altcoin time, right? People are taking their money out of Bitcoin and putting it into altcoins. So you have to pay attention here that you should notice by now that your altcoins versus BTC pairs are like bleeding, right? Now, fortunately, most of the altcoins versus USD, they're doing fine. They're doing just fine because when Bitcoin is going up, even though the valuation, your altcoin versus BTC, even though that valuation versus Bitcoin is going down, because the price of Bitcoin is going up, the USD value of your coin is maintaining or even increasing. Okay? So that's fine, to be honest. You know, that's fine because when this thing turns around again, then your altcoin versus Bitcoin will go up, and that's when you got to look to take profits in Bitcoin, okay? That's when you got to look to take profits in Bitcoin. So, but we see this massive trend line that, I had it like this, which actually here, 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 rejection, 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 sent us plummeting down. So If Bitcoin is making its way back up in terms of Bitcoin dominance, I mean, that's a long way to go, right? From 46, we could go back up to, you know, in the 50s in Bitcoin dominance. So if that happens, like I said, continue to expect your altcoin versus Bitcoin. Expect that to plummet or bleed out. But once Bitcoin's price keeps increasing, as long as Bitcoin itself is not dumping, once Bitcoin's price is increasing, it's going to drag up the US dollar valuation of your altcoins. So versus USD, you're still fine. Okay, so just expect that. Look out for that when we're talking about Bitcoin dominance and the effect that it has in relation to the altcoins. VRA. Okay, zooming out again on the weekly time frame. See the VRA right now is in pretty much in price discovery. Well, according to this set a ceiling up here at about 2,000 satoshis, right? VRA is one of the few that's been doing very well despite what's been happening in Bitcoin. It's only gone down maybe 15% in Bitcoin value, right? Where there are some other coins that will go over where, you know, their Bitcoin value has gone down almost, you know, 50%. We'll cover some of those in a minute. So the VRA versus Bitcoin chart is actually still looking very good at this point. And like I said, when we were looking at our measured move, right, our measured move in Bitcoin profits is up here at 15,000 satoshis. We're at 10,000 right now. That's 50% gains in Bitcoin. But VRA, let's look at VRA USD. Again, still looking good. Let me get this fib out of the way. All right, still looking good. Nothing's VRA is still looking strong. We just want to make sure we hold above this level. We're holding above this level currently because of these wicks here, right? So it's still looking good, to be quite honest. It's still looking good. I told you guys about my trade. I got back in to VRA at about 52 cents, right? Because I was looking for us to get above here and hold support, which we did that on the 4-hour and daily. Right, we zoom in closer, we can see how that works. Right, when we came back down the second time, that was when I bought in because I was like, okay, showing some decent support here. Right, so I got in around here. Looking for that bigger move up. That's what we're looking for, right? And again, our technical target, as you can see, we hit the first target here. And now the second target, once we can remain above this level, is going to be up here at about a 9-cent VRA. Okay, we're at 5.5 cents right now. So let's pay attention to that for VRA. We've come back down out of overbought territory, so we want to hold some support above the 50. That's usually important for continuations. On the MACD, we see we're getting some selling action here on the MACD. Stochastic RSI is low, which also means it could be recharging, right? But like I said, keep an eye on that. At the end of the day, we're looking for holding support up here, holding support. As long as we do that, we're doing okay. Stellar. Had a request from one of our channel subscribers if we could do something on Stellar, so here you go. Okay, this goes back to June 2020. That's not a lot of data. You always want to try to go back as far back as you can, something with a lot of data. This takes us back to May 2018, which still is not a ton. Let me look for Bittrex. I know Bittrex normally has April 2019. Nope. because Stellar went crazy in 2017. So let me see what else. Binance. There we go. Something to give us some more perspective. There we go. That was the all-time high, $1.05. So again, I bet if we draw the Fibonacci, we came up to the golden pocket. How much you want to bet? Between the 618 and the 786. Let's take a look. All the way down. And what do you know? See? If you had sold at the 618, the golden pocket, then guess what? Right now you would be 65 cents. You literally could double your XLM holdings here. Now, unfortunately, what I've always found is that XLM is almost like, it's almost acted like a puppet, unfortunately, to XRP. I mean, XRP has the lawsuit against it. People are building things on XLM. They're pretty much the same. You know, Ripple has more partnerships, though, in terms of banks, but they're pretty much the same in terms of their function. They had the same creator, Jeb McCaleb. You know, he moved from XRP and formed XLM. So I think a lot of the XRP whales just hold tons of XLM, and that's why you see the same thing happening. It just always mirrors what's going on. Because really, XLM doesn't have any lawsuit against it. So XLM should have been pumping like crazy, just like all the other altcoins were pumping. And it didn't do too bad, actually, I guess, compared to Ripple. In 2020, November, we went from 10 cents to 80 cents, so that was an 8x. That wasn't bad. But to be honest, I think to see XLM really explode, that'll be when the Ripple case clears up and Ripple is free to go, which it will. Everybody knows by now that Ripple's going to win the case. Okay? XRP is going to win the case. Everybody should know that by now. So I think when that happens, then we will see some more action. My particular strategy, when this gets back to its all-time high, I would be selling. And I would be selling and buying back down here. It'll come down. It should come down at least to the 618, which normally is around 40% retracement. Most coins, when they get to their all-time high, there's at least a 40% retracement. So you see, when you see your altcoins bleed 40 to 50%, understand that this is normal in a bull run. Okay, it's normal. And it presents another buying opportunity. Remember some of my previous videos where I talked about the importance of buying the dip. Okay, so keep an eye on that for Stellar. But once Stellar gets above the all-time high, normally you see at least a 3x in value, right? So if Stellar's all-time high was $1.05, that means we could easily see a $3.50 to $4 Stellar at the end of the bull run. That is very possible. Okay, just letting you know that's very possible. It's in the cards. Okay, it's in the cards. SHIB. Just because it's been getting so much attention, we see this continuation triangle that we talked about in some of my previous videos here. And I did say that normally this represents a continuation pattern from what we were doing, and of course we've been moving up, right? Now the measured move normally is at the top, right back up at the top, which we should be retesting, and it would be very important to see what the daily, in my opinion, what the daily RSI is going to look like by the time we get back to the top here. But in terms of SHIB, as you can see, we reached in terms of the candle body, the previous all-time high here. We had a wick that went as high up as 5,000 Satoshis. We're at 3,000 right now. So let's see if SHIB can get back up there. We don't know yet. Coinbase, however, this is something you need to pay attention to. Now, looking at this chart looks very bullish. It still has a lot of strength to it. The strength has not died down at all on this chart, right? I don't know how many fibs I got on this thing. Right, so the chart has not died down at all here. But if we break maybe below this 24 area, we could have further retracement, maybe down to like 15 to 1800, 15 to 1800 satoshis, maybe. But for right now, that's still showing some decent strength. On the daily time frame, we're only above the 50 here on the RSI. So lots of room to go in terms of the weekly time frame for this. And if you notice on the Coinbase listing, SHIB went as high as 9,000 satoshis, which is another 200% up from here. So will it get there? We don't know yet. We gotta pay attention. We gotta watch, right? We gotta watch. Expect some resistance here though, for those traders who like to buy in and get back an extra 10-15%. Look out for possible buyback right here where this body candle closed, and definitely if it could make it back up here, that would be awesome. But only time will tell. Monetha. So I talked about Monetha, and shortly after that, then we had some whales decide to dump some. So, you know, some of you are wondering, well, what's happening with Monetha? Now, when I talked about Monetha, here's something you need to understand, make it very clear. I was not talking about Monetha as a get in today and get out tomorrow trade. This is a midterm hold trade. And when I say midterm hold trade, I'm talking about a coin that you should be holding for, you know, anywhere from a month to 4 months. Somewhere between 1 to 4 months is where I expect the maximum benefit of this thing to play out. Okay? So, and right now, guess what? Because we had a rising wedge here, right? So we had a rising wedge going on. We broke out of that to the upside. Now, normally, rising wedges are bearish patterns and normally will break to the downside, and the target is the beginning of the wedge, right, where the wedge started. We broke up, that's why we went parabolic for a bit. And there are some things to notice, guys. On the daily RSI, we were at 81. On the 4-hour RSI, look at this, we were at 92, guys. Anytime you get to those levels, to be honest, it's time to sell. If you're a short-term trader, it's time to sell. That's what the RSI tells you. It's overbought. It needs a cool down. So a short-term trader, then understand that's what you got to look for. Okay? It's cooling down. Now, for Monetha holders, this presents a fantastic buying opportunity. A fantastic buying opportunity. Now, here's the thing. Anytime you see something plummet like this, guys, it has to come back up to where that drop started. It happens in an uptrend. It happens when it plummets up, plummets down, or it happens when it shoots up. It's the same thing. It's the same principle. If this were to shoot up massively, then guess what? We would have to come back down to where that started. So now, as you can see, this is playing out, and we've come down to the bottom of this wedge, right? Where did this wedge start? Actually, somewhere around here, around 64, right? So I am not coming out of my position, and like I said, long term, guys, which is what you should be paying attention to here. Look at this. I guarantee you, we have to go back to the 200 moving average. We have to go back there. Okay, we have to go back there. That right now is over 5x away. That's over 500% away. And look at where you're buying. you are not one of the people that bought here, or even if you were, now is the time. If you want a dollar cost average and still turn this into a massive profit, now's the time to be buying. This is when you buy on a chart, guys. You buy down here. We are at the bottom. We are at the bottom. This whole zone. I'm going to make this a favorite because I'm using this a lot. Right? This entire zone here, guys. This is at the bottom, guys. Okay? This has been now over 2 years. So this thing has shown you that this is the bottom. This is the bottom of Monetha. We are in this zone. This is where you're supposed to be loading up your bags. This is where you buy. This is where you buy on a chart, guys. Not up here. Up here, you're buying for a short-term trade. Down here is when you buy for the long term, because that is going to reap you the most profits possible. Okay? So please pay attention to that. Pay attention to that. Okay, guys? ELA. Elastos. One of my favorite, and it is a long-term holding position for me. Okay, I have been accumulating ELA between 6,000 and 9,000 Satoshis on a constant basis. This is what I've been doing on a constant basis, 6,000 to 9,000 Satoshis. So as you can see here, it's almost flatlining, right? And as I've said before, look at what we're talking about to its all-time high. Matter of fact, not even just the all-time high. We're just looking at 23 at the 0.23 fib level, which we have to go back to. I'm telling you, it's like a rule of law. It's like the law of the universe when you're drawing out these fibs. It's gotta. Matter of fact, we gotta get back to at least the 618. I'm telling you right now. Okay? If we were to go back to that 618, guys, just the 618, that's 26x. 26x in Bitcoin profits, okay? Just the 2-3 level, 10x in Bitcoin profits. If Bitcoin doubles, that's a 20x. These are the times to be accumulating these coins, guys. This is the time. This is where this will make you a fortune. Buying back in up here in these levels will make you a lot of money. Buying down here will make you a fortune. If you do that, it's less stress. You're not stressed because you know you're holding for a longer period of time. You just have to be patient, and it will reward you handsomely. So okay, guys, I'm going to cut it there for now. So we've gone through a ton of different things. We went through at least 5 or 6 charts. If you have some altcoins or any coins that you want me to analyze for you and give you my honest opinion on them, go ahead and leave them in the comment section. More than happy to do that. Until next time, everybody, take care.